So, my friends, this is now our sponsored part of the stream. It's really, really amazing. I got the key for Kathy Rain 2, which is a point and click game, which you maybe know. This is the second part. And I played the first one, but it's been a long time, to be honest. I don't remember so much, but I remember it's really good. And yeah, when I saw they are releasing a second game, I was like, wow, it's pretty amazing. It's if you like click and points, definitely take a look. It's really, really good. And really also, a quality click and point game. So there is in the chat, you can find a link to the Steam page and you can take a look. I would appreciate if you support us. It would be nice. There's a bundle even where you can get the first game and the second game. And here, buy the Kathy Rain Saga bundle. You get the Kathy Rain Director's Cut. This is the first one. And then now the second one, which is a really cool offer when you think about it. So you can get the new game for 18 euros and also 17.99 and the bundle for 18 euros 47, which is a really nice deal. So really, really cool. The game was released just 2 days ago, so really fresh in store. And we can now watch together the trailer. And you can get the idea of the game. And the pixel art is also amazing.
You're in a bad way, and I won't help you get yourself killed.
That creepy motherfucker got the whole town on edge, don't he?
I will kill you myself.
And there you go. So it's a point-and-click urban thriller. Down and out private eye Kathy Rain will embark on her most dangerous case yet, the pursuit of the notorious serial killer known as the Soothsayer. Find clues, gather evidence, connect the dots, and confront the murderer before the hunter becomes the hunted. So yeah, it should be really, really nice. The game is available. Also there is full audio in English, and subtitles are available in English, French, and German. So I don't know if they plan more translations in the future, but there are already some available. And yeah, I think that this sounds really amazing. You can, by the way, in case someone is wondering, there is a first part of the game, but you don't need to play that if you don't want. You can jump directly into Kathy Rain 2 and enjoy the story just how it is. If you played the first one and if you remember stuff, then you will maybe find some Easter eggs and some connections to the first game. But it's not mandatory to enjoy the second one. Just as a heads up, if you're worried about that, and if you enjoy in general click and point games, really good ones, and it's really worth a look. I highly recommend. And this game is out of total sequel to the Kathy Rain 1, and that was the second ever game published by War Fury. Here, see the publisher. So they're really proud of it, and I'm really thankful that they sponsor our stream. Pretty nice. Yeah. So I would say without further ado, we can jump into the game and take a look and see how it is, right? Then we start. Okay. There we go. I did not change anything besides the audio. Also, I did adjust the audio. We have to see, maybe we have to, you know, still change a bit the speech volume or anything like that. Yeah. And I added that the subtitles are not vanishing automatically, because I don't know how quick the text is. So I thought first we maybe make it like that, and we'll see. No. If you have any questions, guys, feel free to ask. Yeah. As you know, I like click and point games a lot, even so we did not play some for quite a while, but I usually enjoy them. And I mean, there's some that which are a bit more silly and have a unique humor there, but also many with, you know, great thrillers and or krimis. Yeah. I think it depends how old you are. When click and point games were at some point super duper popular, and then they started to vanish. And I think nowadays they're luckily again a bit more really nice click and point games, which is awesome. That sounds like a tough day, Hexe. What are the Lottozahlen for tomorrow? Okay. 5, 21, 11, 3. No clue. Until which number does it go? 45. And how many numbers do we need? How many? I don't know. Okay, so let's go and take a look. So it's a new game. We highly recommend playing Cathy Wayne before Cathy Wayne 2. Do you want to see a recap of the Cathy Wayne Director's Cut? Oh yeah, we can make a recap. Because I don't remember anything.
In 1995, my grandfather died in Conwell Springs, my hometown. I returned for the funeral after being away since childhood. In 1995, I returned.
It's okay. Huh?
However, something happened to him in the woods. I learned that my grandpa had been investigating strange occurrences surrounding a mysterious presence in the forest. However, something happened to him in the woods, putting him in a vegetative state for over a decade. To solve this mystery, I teamed up with Eileen Summers, my college roommate. A Christian nerd and a biker badass. It was a match made in heaven. A local church turned out to harbor a secret cult worshiping the malevolence in the woods, referring to it as the Old God. An endangered hallucinogenic flower, the red scythe, was somehow connected to the Old God's power. As we came closer to the truth, a servant of the Old God made himself known in dreams and visions, the Crimson One, a scheming trickster. Things came to a head when the priest of the corrupt church, Isaac Price, abducted Eileen, intending to offer her to the Old God. I managed to track them down and have Isaac thrown in jail, but Eileen was in a catatonic state and was about to suffer the same fate as my grandfather.
Oh yeah.
I continued alone and found my way into a great field of red scythes in the depths of the forest. Greeted by the Crimson One, I descended into the Old God's bizarre realm, a place straddling the line between the physical and the otherworldly. The powers of that place tried to break me. My past trauma was manifested and turned against me, including my shadow, an evil doppelganger. I defeated these foes and emerged back into the real world. As I left Conwell Woods, I set the flowers ablaze to eradicate the evil at its root. In my absence, Isaac Price took the coward's way out in his jail cell. When I returned, Eileen had awoken. She was safe. It was time for us both to go back home.
Okay. That was the Okay, really short summary of the first game. This game is intended for a major audience and contains graphic depictions of horror, explicit violence, suicide, and other disturbing imagery. Good discretion is advised. Press any key or mouse button to proceed. May 1998, day 1. Oh, there's a cat.
We're closed. For fuck's sake.
Hey, kid.
You maybe have to change it that they don't have to click all the time.
Lucas.
Gee, what happened to you? Looks like somebody's been through the ringer.
You should mind your own business, old man, before I bring up your ex-wife.
Hey now, I'm just looking out for a former student of mine. You're always my business.
Oh, I bet I am. That's the only way a has-been like you could ever stay relevant.
Ha! Yeah, that must be it. Now, you gonna invite me in and just let me stand here like an asshole?
Fine, come in then. You want some coffee?
Yeah, I got enough, old sis, thank you very much. That brew you make is rancid.
Oh, I did that on purpose. I wanted to do detective work, not dumb chores like some airbrained secretary.
Feigning incompetence, huh? Clever move.
I guess so. I just wish that shrewdness of mine could make me some money.
There's my segue. Did you hear the news on the Soothsayer?
I never took you for a sucker, Lucas. This is Cassidy. There's no way that reward is legit.
You're wrong. Mayor Adams is different. He's the real deal.
And you know this how exactly?
Well, because it just so happens that I was hired to find dirt on the guy. I got nada. Zip. He's a total Boy Scout.
Whatever. We're still talking about a serial killer. Do I look suicidal to you?
Kinda. You passed out at noon, stinking of booze, and that eviction notice hanging over your head isn't doing you any favors.
That's none of your concern. I'm handling it. I just need a goddamn case. A normal case. Free of homicidal maniacs.
Don't know what to tell you, kid. Things are looking kinda dry on that front, you dig?
Oh, God. Please don't try to sound hip, Lucas. Your Dick Tracy imitation is cringeworthy enough.
I suppose you could always pawn off that bike of yours. Buy you another month or two.
Tell him, Mildred. Lose the Catmobile? I'd rather chop off my left tit.
He's called Mildred, the cat.
I may be a has-been, but I'm fairly sure that self-mutilation won't do you much good. A couple $100K, on the other hand.
I love money just as much as the next girl, but, I mean, this isn't just a long shot. It's about as likely as Mildred turning vegan and taking up juggling.
Come on, one more case, for old time's sake. 50-50 split. How could anyone beat my rugged charm and your youthful vigor?
Lucas, we both know you're about as charming as a clown at a funeral. And the last time I saw my vigor was 3 tequila bottles ago.
All right. I know what I'm beat. I'll drop it.
Look, thanks for the tip. I might actually take a shot at that bounty, but you need to accept that we're not a team anymore. We had a good run, but I have my own thing going. Look, see? My name is on the frosted glass and everything.
I can respect that. You're not allergic to a little quid pro quo from time to time, though, are you?
Now, That I can do. That's how the world works anyway. It's all just an endless circle jerk of quid pro fucking quo.
I don't quite see things that way, but my door is always open if you'd like to discuss the case.
Sure. May the best woman win.
You telling me I'd look good in a dress? Later, kid.
Bye, Lucas.
Looks a bit like Columbo, oder? You have
Well-
to, wait a second. We have to change that settings.
Well, it's not like I have anything better to do. I should have information on the Soothsayer somewhere in this room.
Hallo Quickstar, hallo Bellamy. So can we go to Mildred?
Who's the best fluff ball? Couldn't agree more.
Aww.
Plotting world domination as usual, Mildred? I better get those pets in then. I've already caught myself a little serial killer, haven't I? Your secret's safe with me. Looking for something to pounce on? Oh, I bet.
That's the most important part, yeah? Cat or
Who's
the
the
cat?
cutest predator around here? Oh, yes, you are. Who's my perfect little killer? That's my vicious girl. Who's the best fluff ball?
Oh, that did get
Couldn't agree
really a lot
more.
of text for the cat, huh?
I should grab this in case I need to snap some shots.
Okay, so we have a camera.
The yellow pages. Handy for looking up people and businesses.
Okay, I was wondering if they have that. Many click and point and click games have that. If you press the space button, you can get an indicator on what items you can click. So
Thankfully, I don't need to make any calls right now. Every time I pick that thing up, I pray there's still a dial tone. Various reference books and technical manuals. My biggest fan, as depressing as that is.
oh,
Empty.
Steve?
All this gumshoe has left to pawn is her dignity. Just outdated casework. Can't bring myself to take them down. An article in the Chicago Tribune about the Whitmore affair. My big breakthrough case last year. I've been meaning to get it framed, but I've been too busy with important things. You know, like drinking alone. My private investigator's license issued last year. I was worried how Lucas would react, so I applied for it behind his back. I couldn't have been more wrong, though. That old fart has been nothing but supportive since then.
see?
It's a plastic laminator, a machine used to encase paper and other thin objects in transparent plastic. I mainly use it for fake IDs. That cranky drawer is stuck good. I know Eileen had some magic trick to get it open. Too bad she's not around.
I really like that whole voice. It's like not that's nothing what is always the case, but I find it really nice.
My radio, with a built-in cassette player. I prefer the quiet right now. Mildred's abode. Nothing out there but a brick wall and a bucket load of misery. Thanks for the headache, you Mexican jerk.
And no one said you have to drink so much tequila.
Yeah. Maybe there's something about the killings in these papers.
Yeah, probably. such a big news.
All right. I found a few interesting articles about the most recent murder.
Soothsayer targets best-selling author Cassidy's serial killer hits high-profile victim. At age 49, the one and only Deborah Sinclair was tragically taken from us. She was stabbed to death on May in her iconic cabin. The chilling signature mirror left on the scene made it clear that she had become yet another Soothsayer victim. We are told by sources in the Cassidy Police Department there was no sign of a break-in and no items of value were stolen. The cause of death came as no surprise, acute blood loss caused by sharp force trauma. The circumstances surrounding this crime are strikingly similar to the original casualty of the Soothsayer, Rose Taylor, also a middle-aged woman stabbed to death in her home. This makes 5 victims in 3 months. The lack of results on the case is starting to anger the citizens of Cassidy. Mayor Adams gave the following statement on May 11th. I'll be the first to admit that I hope to see swifter progress concerning these killings. We plan to evaluate more radical measures in the coming weeks. Okay, the mine was closed. You can have free inspections of pest control. Science fair. The dog strikes. There's a new diner. Oh, that's Deborah here. Famous writer's life has met an abrupt end. Sinclair with a signature T. We are devastated to report that the 5th victim of the Soothsayer was none other than the acclaimed author Deborah Sinclair, one of the most recognized faces of Cassidy. Loyal leaders of Sinclair may realize that previous victim, Jane Doe, was slain on the publication anniversary of Storm Chaser, one of Sinclair's classic novels. A simple coincidence, or these murders have deeper connection to the author. The murder occurred in Sinclair's famous writer's retreat near the border of the national park. The National Park Service was first on the site and is currently in control of the crime scene. Stifler and Brago. Enjoy! As the NPS lacks the necessary training and resources to conduct murder investigations, you should expect that the crime scene will soon be handed over to the Soothsayer task force at the KPD. Now the body has been transported to the city morgue, awaiting clearance for pathological examination. Chief Ranger Samuel Walker had the following comment. We are still establishing all of the facts surrounding this crime. Please be patient. We all want to do right by Deborah. Deborah Sinclair was a long-term friend of the Gazette and led a prolific life with more than 30 novels published during her lifetime. On this sad day, we mourn the loss of a cultural icon, and we pray that her death will be the last at the hands of the vile Soothsayer.
All right, I think that's everything I've got on Deborah in here. When I'm ready to leave, I should be able to learn more about the other victims at the library.
Unpaid bills.
What bills? Never saw those. Nope, no sorry.
I just ignore them. Okay. We leave our office. Ah, now we can choose where we want to go. We have a fancy motorcycle, huh? Möbelteigkekse. You find it in the chat, guys. You find a link to the game. It will send you to the Steam page. If you are interested in Kathy Rain, the first or second one, or both, I would highly recommend to put it on your wish list. It helps always the developers a lot also. And then you can maybe purchase it now or in the future. Cassidy City Library.
Nah, I got one at home. That an actual avocado tree? Sure looks the part. So apparently if there's a fire, I'm supposed to run through those gigantic double doors 10 feet away. Phew, I'm saved. A plaque with some prominent donors. Interestingly, Deborah Sinclair is listed here.
Hello.
Hi, I need some help, please.
Of course. How can I be of assistance?
What do you know about Deborah Sinclair?
Quite a bit. Do you have a more specific line of inquiry?
And borrow all the books.
What do you know about the murder?
I believe she was killed at her writer's retreat, stabbed to death. The police say the MO was similar to the other victims, with the shattered mirror and all that.
Where's this writer's retreat located exactly?
There's an area called Bear Creek, just on the border of the national park.
Not click anything.
Sinclair owned a small cabin there.
All right, got it. That's a decent drive, so I think I'll head out there tomorrow.
What kind of books did Deborah write?
What kind of books did Deborah write?
She dabbled in many different genres over the years, but her main bulk of work could probably be defined as horror, mystery, or a combination of the two. Afflicted, Dead Ends Meet, and the Jenny Payne trilogy are some of her most well-known titles.
Huh, okay. Was she working on a new book when she died?
I believe so, yes. But I don't have any details to share.
Was Deborah a popular author?
Oh, yes. Even before her death. Afterwards, her popularity has reached astronomical levels.
I can imagine. Borrowing one of her books now is out of the question, right?
Correct. 6 months wait minimum.
Yeah, I figured. What do you know about Deborah's private life?
She had quite an interesting life. Adopted as a child, and her adoptive father, Sebastian Willis Sinclair, was an accomplished author in his own right. Deborah's birth mother was a young homeless woman, and her father was a Native American. Deborah spent much of her life trying to track down her biological father, unsuccessfully. Perhaps in some part due to her roots, Deborah's books have often contained subject matter inspired by Native American religion. She was childless and unmarried when she passed away. Rumors say she was gay, but God knows tabloids are quick to jump to conclusions. I don't think she ever clarified that matter to the public. If you are curious to learn more, I would highly recommend her acclaimed autobiography, Unbound.
Oh, I might check that out. Thanks for the information. I'm looking to find some information on the Soothsayer.
Ah, quite a few people have taken an interest in that case lately.
That's so. Well, I'm not scared of a little competition. So, you got anything for me?
Ahem. Yes. I would direct you to the microfilm viewer at the end of the hall. We have full scans of all of the major newspapers dating all the way back to the 50s.
Perfect. I should be able to browse those for some articles about the murders.
Indeed. If I may ask, what is your own interest in the case?
You probably heard there's a reward, right? I'm a PI, and money is tight, so...
I see. I suppose we each have our own ways to make a living.
Thanks. I'll come back if I have more questions.
Very well. Good luck.
A workstation for the librarian. If I need to search for books, I could use the computer down the hall. You can rent one of those if you lack a fixed address. Let's hope things don't come to that. A bunch of magazines. Mostly celebrity gossip, it looks like.
Oh, that's really a pretty library, huh? Good.
If I need a book, I should use the computer.
Search for book and title or author. Deborah. Ach so. How's the name? Sinclair, oh? Are they all her books? Oh. They're all... Last one? What is the last one? Unbound. So they said unbound for the biography, right? But they're all unavailable. Also we can check for Soothsayer, right? I don't know. What should we search?
Okay, let's see here. It would take ages to look through all the microfilms since the killings began, so maybe I can figure out on what date the murder prior to Deborah's occurred. Hopefully I can deduce the date of the previous murder from the articles I picked up at the office. When I have a good date written down, I can view the corresponding microfilm and look for useful information.
Oh, what did they say in the newspaper?
Cassidy's first and only serial killer. The only thing standing between me and a massive payday. I should close my notebook first.
Okay, 8th of May. There she was killed.
Microfilms containing images of scanned newspapers. They're organized by calendar date.
Huh?
Microfilms contain... It's one of those advanced microfilm viewers. I'll need to insert a microfilm to use that.
Yeah.
Microfilms contain...
How can we pick one? Also maybe first here. The 8th of May.
Alright, I've got a date written down. I can use that to find the corresponding microfilm. No. I don't think this date I've got written down is good. I can't waste time by checking every date. I should look for the date of the previous murder in the sequence before I browse the microfilms.
Wait. We need one from the one of which lady was killed. Can you see when she was killed? Also, Deborah was killed on the 8th of May, right? Oh. Something the other article? I don't see any dates. Do you see something, guys? Stabbed to death on the 8th of May. Hmm? There are 360, 40 dates left. Yeah. Second page is a previous victim. It's there. Where do you see it? Plain on the publication anniversary of Storm Chaser. Ah, so! Ah, do you think that's puzzle? We have to check when Storm Chaser 1 was released. Thank you. We search for the books. Storm Chaser, right? Storm Chaser, thank you for helping. Thank you. Application. 25. April. Right, you have to switch it. 25th of April.
Yeah, this date should be good. I'll search through a week or so of microfilm starting from the date I've written down. Hopefully I can find some useful information on the previous victim.
Thank you. Good job, guys.
Yes, there we go. I'll have these printed.
Ja, Profis.
All right, rinse and repeat. I should try to determine the previous microfilm date based on the information in these new pages. That way I can make my way back from article to article, victim to victim, until I get all the way to the first murder. Let's see here.
Okay, the infamous Soothsayer has cranked up the heat on his killing spree. As the latest victim, a young woman in her early 20s, was determined to have been brutally burned alive on Constance Hill. The death occurred on the night of 25th April. April is it then? Due to the state of the remains, Jane Doe's identity has been difficult to ascertain. Despite indications of dental work on the corpse, there are no matching dental records anywhere in the city, leading police to believe that the woman was not a local. The lack of struggle could mean that the victim was incapacitated, but the condition of the body gives little clarity on that matter. Picking a public site like this was a risky proposition for the Soothsayer, and he may have banked on the fact that distant witnesses would assume that the fire came from the nearby fire pit. Mayor Adams offered this comment: "Unpleasant as it is, I must ask you to be patient. Let Ed and his team do their job. There's full confidence in this matter. The City Hall stands vigilant to assist in any way we can." Yeah. For our extensive coverage of the previous victim, see issue 842. Soothsayer has claimed the fourth victim, an unidentified woman estimated to have been 18 years old. The charred remains were found on the outskirts of Cassidy. Okay. April 26th. As of the May 1st, the so-called Soothsayer slayings will be investigated by a dedicated task force of 8 senior detectives. Mhm. Let me take 25th, or? Death occurred on the night of April 25th.
I know where Constance Hill is, but that's a fair distance from the city. Better save it for tomorrow. For now, I'll put Jane Doe on hold and see what I can find about the previous murder victim.
Ach so. Don't need to book search. The calendar.
No need to do that again.
But what's the date, or guys? There was not a different date. May is 29th. Here's written the death occurred. Hmm. Need the third victim. Yeah, but I don't see any info about the third victim. The last part. Our extensive coverage of the previous victim. See issue 842. Ach so. Can we also look for that? Eight, 4, 2. Find anything like that? I thought I searched for the book.
Anything I print should appear here.
Deacon Townsend. Also, you think we can find it? Let's see. No. Anything else, guys? Page. Here, second page. Don't see any date or book title which we can search. Blind. If you see something, guys, let me know. And here they say they have a dedicated task force at the top. I mean, April 27th. I'm not sure. I mean, here at April 26th was the interview, but the death occurred on April 25th. Here, but April 25th did not work. And the others are later. So then the other dates are just coverage dates, but not from the actual accident. I thought maybe it said 842 and it's 845. News for back issues. Yeah, I tried, but yeah, look for that. We have to write issue 84. It's for books here, right? But we need a newspaper. I took note just the day
It's
before.
one of those advanced microfilm viewers. I'll need to insert a microfilm to use that. No. I don't think this date I've got written down is good.
News for daily or weekly? I don't know. Should we just take a week? So week earlier or later? Eight for 5, 8 for 2, like 3. What does it mean? Tom. What does it mean? Hello, Alicia. You're in time here to help with the problem. Three days or 3 weeks earlier. But I shall try. Oh, you're for sure still better than I am. Okay, wait. So we said 25th, right? So we could try 3 days or 3 weeks. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I try now 22nd. Do you have again migraine, Elisira?
No. I don't think this date I've got written down is good.
1, 2, 3. Take now 4th of April.
No. I don't think this date I've got written down is good.
What should we do now, guys? As it was not 3 days and not 3 weeks. Huh. 11th? Huh. I'll try.
No. I don't think this date I've got written down is good.
Wondering for our extensive coverage of the previous victim. Accountancy issue 842. Okay, what is if we take 20 minus 3? So 26, you think? Why 3 days? Ah, so because of the numbers.
No. I don't think this date I've got written down is good. Worth a shot?
Ah, Tom, there you go. Good job.
Rats. I was hoping to find issue number 842 here. I guess the Sun is not a daily paper. Oh, and Jane Doe died on April 25th to boot, didn't she? That's the day before this. Seems unlikely that the murders were that close.
But did she tell us now? What did she say? It was too much. So we got the info. The newspaper is not daily. And more. Not a daily paper, so 3 weeks. Okay. So here, then 1, 2, 3. So.
No. I don't think this date I've got written down is good.
So wait, we said from here 3 days, right? Then 1, 2, 3, 8.
Yes, this should be the right date.
Good job,
Let's
guys.
see here. Okay, let's have a look.
The third member has been taken out. Okay, good job. You're good. You're on a good way, guys. The victim's name was Benedict Townsend, age 51. Our sources say that this death occurred on the 3rd of April, and was staged. Townsend served as a deacon at the King's of... What is a deacon, guys? Deacon in the church. Like a priest? Is it a priest? He was a beloved figure in the community, well known for his voluntary work. Just below a priest. Okay. Church official, like a priest's helper. Okay, so he was then the helper of Reverend Huge. Hugh. How do you say his name? It's not Huck. Hugh? Hugh? Okay, Hugh. Reverend Hugh Winter. So that's the pastor, yeah? So, and then Townsend Benedict was the helper of him, right? Okay. Hugh. Reverend Hugh Winters. Okay, thank you guys. It's, when you look at it, it's a difficult word, oh? The King of Kings remains open as the crime occurred in the adjacent rectory building. Oh, see? Deborah Sinclair's book will get a film of it. And the chief's phone got hacked. Ah. It was 1998. Okay. So, but how do we now figure out the case before him? Oder? We still have to find the next one. Do you see anything? For a new date? Maybe just check 3 weeks in advance? Then? Also. But this was not 8th of April. What is if we just check later? So oh, here's more, wait. The second page. Cause of death was and the news police says somebody else was involved. A scenario similar to that of Eric Holloway, the postman who met his demise on the ominous full moon night last month. His death was initially treated as suicide, but later revised to homicide. Okay. Here we tried it. So we go.
Okay, I'll make sure to look into that church later and maybe find the address. For now, let's move on to victim number 2.
Okay, so 8th of April. 1st of April. Here, oh. 18th of March.
No.
Oh?
I don't think this date I've got written down is good.
Oh, what did I do now wrong, guys? It's 3 weeks, or? Last month, but it wasn't specific. I thought it always is published in the middle of the week. Maybe. But maybe that's my that I was wrong thinking. The Deacon article told you a bit about the second murder. But there was no date, or? Eric Holloway, the postman who met his demise on the ominous full moon night last month. Ah! Aha! Ha 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 ha! Ho ho ho! Full moon. Here. Good job. Thank you.
I'm on the right track with this date, but I think I've got the full moon and the new moon confused.
Was? It's not a full moon? It's full moon, or? Or not? Is the empty one full moon? Really? I thought the filled up one is full moon. The game is confusing me. Since it said this one is not white, then we try this one, huh? It's new moon when it's filled up, really? Interesting.
Yes, this should be the right date. Let's see here.
Holloway on the 12th of March. Since this public death occurred, multiple reliable witnesses have come forward claiming that the victim was pushed off the roof of the building at the Verdun Street. However, there are no detailed descriptions of the perpetrator, likely due to the limited illumination of the roof area. He led a quiet and simple life, working as a mailman for the city, and is said to have been well liked by his peers. However, there are unverified reports of mental health problems related to the death of his fiancée last year. Him fall under the full moon. Buckle to girlfriend. Was there any info about the other murders?
Eric's address isn't too far away, but I should learn all I can here before I visit any of the crime scenes. Coming up last, the very first victim of the Soothsayer.
There are detailed descriptions of the perpetrator, like to the limited illumination. Here. Police sources told us that there are links to the brutal mortal stabbing of nurse Rose Taylor on the Statehood Day. What is a Statehood Day? Statehood Day. A holiday. President's Day? Here! Even written Statehood Day. Okay. Yeah, let's take that one then, oh?
Yes, this should be the right date. Let's see here.
Satanist responsible for motel slaughter. A brutal stabbing occurred at the Soothsayer motel on the 5th of February, and our sources now say that there's an occult angle to the killing with some sort of artifact left on the scene. The husband of the victim was briefly detained but released a day later. Law enforcement claims that he remains a person of interest, however, and confirmed that the cause of death was multiple stab wounds to the chest. Hello Absol, how are you doing? So, on 7th of February, Rose Amanda Taylor was found dead by Robert Tippett, the owner of the Sky Motel. Stabbed to death. Blood everywhere.
All right.
Now happy?
That should be everything on the microfilms. I think I'll continue to focus on gathering information today and then head to each of the murder sites tomorrow.
Notebook and query your active tasks. Okay.
The Azure Sky Motel is the location of the first Soothsayer killing, the stabbing of Rose Taylor. The Catmobile is running on fumes, so I should give this place a call rather than head over. I'll need a number first, though.
Yeah. At home we have how do you call it? At home we have a phone book, or we have a phone book. Yeah, in our office there was a phone book on our desk. There we should be able to take a look.
Rose Taylor, a nurse, was the first Soothsayer victim. She was stabbed to death in the Azure Sky Motel. I should see what I can find out about that motel.
Can we just go to our apartment? And maybe we find out the telephone number? Okay, so we go back to our office. Phone book.
Got the number. I'll call first and see if a visit makes sense. God knows I have to be careful with those last drops of gas left in the bike.
Do we have to
No
write
need
down
to do that again.
phone? Do.
Thank you for calling the Azure Sky Motel, your oasis in Cassidy. How may I help you?
Hi there. This is Kathy Rain from Rain Investigations. I have some questions.
All right, then.
Ah, we can hear then click.
What do you know about the Soothsayer?
I know more than I'd like to. I could have gone without a close view of his handiwork, that's for sure.
I can imagine. A brutal stabbing, I take it?
No offense, but I'd rather not go over that again. It's all in the papers, if you're so dead set on getting all the gory details.
Hello, Cyrun. Congratulations to your 3-stream streak. The cat is called Mildred. Mildred was her name. And you can talk to her, and she's really cute. We can do it right after the investigation. She makes and you can pet her. At the same studio, yeah, it's a really nice, high quality, really pretty pixel art point and click game. When you click on the link in the chat, it will send you to the Steam page. There you can put it on your wish list, but there you can also find a bundle where the first game is also included. As you don't need to play both games if you don't want to, but if you played first the first game and then the second one, you could find here some Easter eggs and some connections to the first game. But it's not necessary. You can also enjoy the second one without that you played the first one. Yeah.
Do you know anything about scrying mirrors?
Only that our psycho killer enjoys breaking them around his victims, but I have no interest in understanding a nut like that.
So I hear that one of your tenants was murdered back in February? Rose Taylor.
No shit. Here I thought the boys in blue ransacked this whole place just for shits and giggles.
That happens more often than you'd think. Come on, man. Help a girl out.
Sorry for the attitude, but you know you're the umpteenth person to ask about that, right?
I get that, so how about we stick with the short version?
Fine. No, I don't know anything that isn't in the papers. No, you can't see the room. It's rented out. And even if you did go in there, there's nothing that the cops or cleaners haven't removed since friggin' February.
Understood. So what about the next of kin? She had a husband, right?
Yeah, he came by later to pick up the personal effects. I just met the guy for a few minutes.
Did you catch his name?
I did, but I don't think he'd appreciate me giving out his name to some random lady on the phone. No offense.
I am a bit offended, actually. I'm not some random lady. I'm a licensed private investigator and a renowned one at that. Ever hear of the Whitmore affair?
That does sound familiar.
Well, that was me. Now, here's a friendly piece of advice. Choose the path of least resistance. I can be a much bigger pain in the ass than this Mr. Taylor, believe me.
All right, fine. It's Orson. Orson Taylor.
That wasn't so hard, was it? Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. What can you tell me about Orson Taylor, Rose's husband?
Nothing much. Like I said, I only saw the guy once, a week or so after the murder.
Okay. How do you seem?
Like you'd expect. Messed up. Couple of kids, too. Breaks my heart, truth be told.
So, if Rose was married and had 2 children, what was she doing in your motel?
Now that's the million-dollar question, ain't it? You'll get no answer from me. Even if I could keep track of all of our tenants, I don't make a habit of sticking my nose in their personal affairs.
Huh. Was she a regular then?
Not really, just a couple of bookings in January and February. Look, I think I've said enough. Any other questions? We need to wrap this up. I've got calls on the other line.
You have anything else? Oh, here.
What can you tell me about your motel?
The Azure Sky is a long-time family business. We've been serving tenants faithfully for over 40 years now.
Oh, wow, quite a while. So, how many tenants do you have?
We don't keep records of the number of tenants, but we have 50 rooms of varied sizes. We're about 3/4 full, but expecting to be fully booked during tourist season in the summer.
Wait, tourists actually come to Cassidy? Somebody deserves a raise for one hell of a marketing campaign.
No patriot of the community, huh? That's a shame. This city has a lot more to offer than people like you give it credit for.
To each their own, I guess. That's all, thanks.
You're welcome. Have a great day now.
So, now we visit Mildred the cat.
Plotting world domination as usual, Mildred? I better get those pets in then. I've already caught myself a little serial killer, haven't I? Your secret's safe with me.
Can we go to the living area? You're so cute. Yeah, I'm pretty, right?
I better not open that. Wouldn't want the mold to spread.
Yeah. What do we have in the fridge? Oh, Jemine.
No time to do the stupid dishes. I've got a case to solve. Ugh, don't make me hurl. I'm way too hungover for coffee.
Look, they have a lava lampe. Here.
Yeah, I figured the room needed some extra groove. This might be useful. I wish, but if I don't shape up and get some work done, I'm gonna end up sleeping somewhere way less comfy.
Oh, we could sleep a little bit for a nap. No? Would it not be fair?
I better put that away later, for Mildred's sake. That little rascal has proven that yes, cats can get drunk. My walk-in closet. It's a real mess in there. I better not open the door, or I'd risk spilling all sorts of shit out here.
There's a clock. Cat.
Keeps me in perfect timing.
That's cute.
Useful things for when the Catmobile needs a tune-up.
There it is.
Various reference books and technical manuals.
Don't see. Oh. Maybe we hear something in the other room.
I better put that away later, for
No,
Mildred's
if
sake.
we
That little rascal has proven that, yes, cats can get drunk.
well, that we can maybe get a new part into a new house for our guild.
I shouldn't need to bring that. There's storage on the bike if I need it. Oh, cryptic chaos. Can't wait till they're back in town.
Surprised this game is fully voiced. Yeah, it's really nice. Also, it's fully voiced in English. But the subtitles are also available in French and in German, which is pretty cool, right? So I don't know if they plan to make more, maybe more voices or more subtitles at least. Could be the case too. I did not see now anything regarding that. Yeah. Nice, good options. Yeah, it's really nice. Also the pixel art is also super pretty. Really nice quality there. And the story seems to be also interesting and good. I mean, you are investigating a murder case. And the bundle, the game bundle for the first game and the second game together is also really good because you pay almost nothing for the first game. I'm just checking the price again. So in the chat, when you click on the link, we'll send you to the Steam page. There you have an overview. But yeah, the game, also the second game, Cathy Wayne 2, is available for $17.99. And if you take the Wayne Saga bundle, you can you can get, wait, take it here. You can get the, for $18.47. It's really good. Okay. The bundle looks a good offer. Yeah, the bundle will be, I think it will be probably available until, I would assume, the 27th of May. At least the discount on the new game is like that. So maybe the bundle is the same. But I don't know. Should be maybe connected with the, special discount for release. The game was published 2 days ago, so it's really new. And it's very positive, the reviews, so it seems really nice. I mean, just tested it now, and I would say first impression is really good. I also like a lot that it's voiced. If we play it further in the future, I would for sure need your help with the puzzles. So but otherwise, I think it seems to be really well done, and it's fun. It's fun, yeah. So take a look, guys. Put it on your wish list. And then again, thanks to the developer for sponsoring our stream. I really appreciate that. You can still see in the top left that it's sponsored. And yeah, thank you very much. And in case you want to see, missed how when we started the game, the video will also be going